listeners. Welcome to another episode of Romance Unraveled. I am your host, Jacob Bozen, and for the month of March, I have a new co host. His name is Jamie Lobato, and we actually met in college when I started at Weber State initially, and we became good friends. I will say, and he's going to be so pissed that I'm saying this, but I'm going to. He had a huge crush on me in
I'm
college.
leaving this chat.
And yeah, and then we went to San Francisco for Model UN together and it was super fun. But Jamie, let's have you introduce yourself.
All right. Hi, everyone. Like Jacob said, my name is Jamie Lobato, currently based in Las Vegas, originally in Utah. Um, Definitely very interesting out here in Vegas from Utah. Big culture shock, but I'm enjoying it. Um, like Jacob said, I did meet him in college. We'll fact check if it was true. If I had a crush on him in college later on.
Okay. Um, we have today a guest with us. Her name is Jill. I don't know Jill personally. She is a friend of who my co-host was at the beginning of this year. And one of my really good friends, Shell Rowan. So Jill, let's have you introduce yourself.
Hi there, my name is Jill. I am currently living in Seattle, Washington. I am originally from Salt Lake City, and like Jacob said, I am a friend of Shell's, and we met through politics. I work in aviation now. My former career was healthcare. But yeah, I moved to Washington about actually just 2 weeks ago. But
Wow.
yeah, so I'm a noob here. It's kind of a little crazy time in my life, but it's been great so far. And yeah, so that's me.
Great. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you as well.
I only know the summary of the story that you're going to tell today. I don't know really anything about it. So let's
It's a
just dive
little
right
wild.
in and see what you got for us today.
All right. Well, my story began about maybe a month after my divorce was final in about 2021. Um, I met this amazing man on paper anyway. Um, he's a pilot, go figure. But maybe he was a little responsible in a way for my career change in hindsight. But let's call him Tom. I don't want to out him. He has kind of a unique name, but he, I remember his Tinder profile. Um, it said, was just unique to me. It kind of looking to take things just how naturally, however, looking for my forever. And it just kind of just spoke to me, but it just kind of he looked like the all-American guy, just really attractive, but he didn't have it like that normal, I don't know, arrogant look to him, although his profile said he was a pilot, and I had never really heard the cliche that they are arrogant at that point in my life, and I was kind of naive to it. But um yeah, we made plans to meet. However, this was right at the height of COVID. uh I got a positive test the morning we were supposed to meet.
Wow.
And
That's like
yeah,
really annoying, I bet.
I was really bummed because he had a trip the next day,
Ooh,
and he was a reservist as well. So he had a 2 week trip scheduled, and he's an international pilot. So for an airline, and then he was a reservist and he had reserve duty right after that. So um, he had his 2-week trip, and then he was going for his reserve duty out of state. So, and his reserve duty was based in California at the time. And I remember thinking, okay, well, I guess we can get to know each other during these 3 weeks and see what happens. If we still want to meet after this, great. So that's what we did. We continued talking, we FaceTimed. But I remember thinking this whole time he was getting really sexual in our texts and FaceTimes. And it was kind of like, okay, whatever. But I mean, I didn't know, like, this wasn't like, I, in my head, I was thinking this is normal. I remember I just out of an 11-year marriage. It wasn't all that great. I mean, so I
I
was
can
kind of
imagine.
naive
Yeah,
to
I bet you
all
were
of this.
shocked.
Brand
Like,
new. Yeah, brand new all over again.
how does this work? You know? So anyway, so we end up meeting, and we dated for like 2 months, and it just kind of fizzled. And but it was really kind of hot and heavy. But then he just kind of ghosted me. And
And so you've met him in person at this point, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yes. And it just kind of ended. Well, about that was in July. We didn't talk again until the following November. And it was Thanksgiving night. And I get a text, and he said, "Do you hate me because
After
of
he
what
just
I did?"
ghosted you, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, that
And
wasn't nice.
I said, "Yeah, you're a piece of crap." I shouldn't have responded, but I did. And he was like, "You just," he was like, "I just kind of got freaked out." And I bought it. Holy crap. The red flags, the, I mean, now, 5 years later, you live and learn, I guess.
At this
But
time, were you talking to anybody in a romantic sense, or was he like
I
your
was,
only person?
um, and at that point, I had gone out with a few other people, but I really liked him. I, you know, I just didn't know what I really wanted, I think. And I didn't know enough. And, it just, I liked what he had to offer and what he said. And I know actions speak louder than words, but his words were really charming.
Okay.
I mean, oh my gosh, I feel so stupid even saying this, but I fell hook, line, and sinker.
Mhm.
But November rolls around, though. This is Thanksgiving night. And I said, "So are you in town, or what's your story?" What We caught up that night, and said, "No, I'm just leaving for a trip. I'm on route to Anchorage." He was based in Anchorage. So he would commute from Salt Lake City to Anchorage forever. That's where he would start all of his trips.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know, right? And then he would usually go to either Anchorage, or he would go from Anchorage to like Asia or wherever he was going to go. But anyway, so he kind of just, we talked again, but there was always kind of an excuse. And we didn't end up, we kept talking, like we had text and FaceTime, but we never really saw each other again until that February. And I was going out with other people, but like still had it in my head that I really liked this guy. And I saw him that February, and you know, I have to admit that I was really stupid at that point in my life, and I will take ownership of that. But I mean, he said all the right things, and I was just in it. And he would invite me over though, and it was always kind of at weird points. And I look at the timeline, and I only went to his house 3 times total in the time I knew him. And he never had me over like at normal times of day. Like it was always at night, and I never stayed the night. We never spent the
And
night together
were you
overnight.
pretty open about just getting out of your 11-year marriage?
Yes. And
Okay.
I come to find out, and this will come into play later.
Okay.
He targeted me because of that.
Mm.
Um, but anyway, so it turns out that like we never spent the night together. But like I would meet him on trips, well, like where he would have a layover, like in California, or I would meet him in Anchorage when he was doing his recurrent training. Like I would go places, but I was always paying my own way. Like it was so weird. And it never just occurred to me like that this wasn't normal. But like I said, I was not in a great marriage. Like it was just kind of an abusive situation that I was in. Um, so it just, yeah, he was kind of a terrible person. Um, Tom was. Um, anyway, about 2.5 years later of on and off and never knowing, and me apologizing to him for his bad behavior. He was very manipulative. I was on one of the Facebook dating or groups. Are we dating the same guy?
Oh, this is getting interesting. Okay.
There are 3 pilot specific ones, by the way. Um, and his face popped up. And it turns out that he had a girlfriend in Louisville, which is where his airline is based.
Oh my
And
goodness.
this
Messy.
girl, yeah, this girl said, "So, does anybody else know this guy, Tom? Because he's married." And it turns out that he's been married for 2.5 years. And he has a girlfriend in Utah he's been with the whole time. And he and his wife have 5 kids combined.
Oh my God.
And this whole thing just blew my mind. And so I did a little digging. My spidey senses went off. Like in
Mhm.
hindsight, the red flags just were everywhere. And I have friends that work for his airline that are pilots for his airline. And asked them to do something. I have one friend in particular who flies the same aircraft that he flies. I'm like, I need you to do me a solid and look into this guy a little bit further. And they had never flown a trip together, and I never thought to ask about it. Like, why would I? I didn't want to really, maybe I didn't want to know. I
Right.
don't know. But it turns out he had been, we had been dating, and in that time that we were not together from July to November, he had met his now wife and got engaged and married. They had a super fast engagement, but she has 3 kids and he has 2 little boys.
What a
And yeah, he's a piece of work.
He sounds
But
exhausting. Yeah.
oh, he's crazy. But he so he's got a lot of kind of problematic kinks. And I don't kink shame, but I do kink ask why. He he bids trips to countries, and I cannot prove anything. So where age of consent is 15.
Mm.
And it
Yeah, so like you
never,
think he goes to these countries and like targets young girls?
and boys,
Oh,
Oh.
he's bi. And I was, for a long time, the only person that knew. So, and that's fine. That's not a problem with me. I am too. So that's not an issue. But
As long as they're adults. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly, that's the key. And he
Right.
would regularly go to Thailand.
Oh,
So
no.
that is, yeah. And I'm not saying that he did it. I don't know what he did out of the country. What I do
But if you put
know,
all of it together, yeah.
that's where my head goes.
Mhm.
And so all I know though is I tried to reach out to his wife, and this is how calculating he was. Well, a friend of mine who is a guy said, "You've got to tell his wife." And I'm like, it's not my business. At this point, he's a piece of shit, and I am not
Right.
going to get involved in this. I don't know how
Sure.
crazy he is. I don't know, because I know he's got kind of this, just, he's got a temper. I
Hmm.
know I have seen him lose it, and I've seen a crazy look in his eye. And he can be quite, he can be kind of scary. And I don't want to subject myself to that. And I tried to text his wife once. I got a hold of her number, and it was when iMessages would turn to green. Remember that when you were blocked?
yes.
So I'm blocked on her phone number.
Hmm.
So he
And
probably took her phone and already blocked your number,
oh, I was
right?
preemptively, yes, I was preemptively blocked on her social media and her phone in case that
First
ever
time.
happened.
That's so much work. Sorry, Jill, to cut you off. I
No,
am
it
maybe I'm
is.
just a lazy person because I when I get home from work, I just want to lay on the TV and watch my soaps. I don't want to go ahead and plan a whole
No,
other alternative self, right?
no, it is. It is so much work. And then, no, this is the other thing that, oh my gosh, it is so wild to me. Like, I look at this and I'm like, what even is life? Because threatened me. Like,
What?
yeah, no, he threatened me. He got on like a different platform that we were both on and threatened me with a lawsuit if I outed him to his wife. He's like, if she ever finds out about this from you. And I'm like, first of all, he's like, I said, please sue me. I said, please, please sue me. I would love for you to sue me. Like, because I have got screenshots going back for 3 years. I would love for you to sue me because everything he did was in text. Everything. Like his sexy, like some of the stuff he said that, like, oh, like it's cringy. And I didn't delete it after a year. Like my phone didn't auto delete it. So I've got WhatsApp messages. I've got like, all of this stuff. And it's just wild to me. And he hated talking on the phone. That is his fatal flaw. And it just, it's wild. But it is so much work that he went to so that he wouldn't
Yeah.
get caught. But he told a friend of mine who is another pilot friend of mine who is E&M and
Okay.
polyamorous,
Yeah.
who I guess they had tried to, I don't know, I don't know the situation there. I just kind of heard it from him actually. Yeah, I heard it from him, but he told me the whole situation after I told him what happened. He said that Tom confessed to him that he had been having sex every time he was in Hong Kong with Chinese hookers.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Well, after getting paid, good for them, I guess. Just kidding.
well, the problem there is though, those women are usually being trafficked.
No, that's very true. I forget about that.
So it's like just and he's really into like BDSM type stuff. But like with me, it wasn't so much like that because I get scared with that kind of stuff. Like one time he slapped me in the face so hard that my ears rang.
What?
Oh,
I could not. I don't get that kind of stuff either.
And I
I,
slapped him
I,
right back because it caught me so off guard. He slapped me and my instinct, like after what I went through previously, my instinct was to just snap back and I slapped him right back. And he grabbed my wrist so hard that it left bruises.
What? What a
oh, Jill, I'm
psychopath.
sorry.
And I
Did you
stayed
ever
in
end up,
that.
yeah, like
Like,
not
what's my problem? But the manipulation in that relationship was top tier. Like the breadcrumbing from that was just crazy. And when I talked to my therapist about it, she kind of emphasized that the way that affects your brain chemistry is just kind of next level. It's almost like an addiction, it feeds,
Mm.
and it's hard to break it. And I mean, once it was done, it just kind of eventually it healed, but it was kind of it was psycho. But he got posted again when I was working for another airline before I moved here. He got posted in are we dating the same guy, St. George?
He's all over
And
the place. Jeez.
he is like, I don't know how, like, his penis gets around, I
Yeah,
guess.
he
But
needs a hobby. He needs to read a
yeah,
book or something.
yeah, like he needs something, but not that, I guess. But
Mhm.
he he got posted in St. George. Well, turns out that the girl that dated him before me, between me and his wife, I guess, she and I actually became really good friends through that.
Love that.
And she's hilarious, but she and I were talking about this. He cheated on her.
What a
Like,
psychopath. Did you ever
so
end up telling the wife?
no, I
She
haven't.
was blonde.
And
Yeah.
at this point, I think I don't think it would serve a purpose. It, I kind of, my gut feeling is that she either knows and doesn't care, or she knows, she turns her head the other way. Um, or if she did know, he would gaslight her into believing that me and Louisville girl are just crazy.
Probably, but also at the same time, he seems to be getting around a lot. And
And it puts her
he,
in danger.
yeah, because he could
Mhm.
do something back to her. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not saying this happened, but I'm not saying it didn't. His bishop, oh, by the way,
Oh,
he's LDS, very
even
active.
better. Even
Oh, I
better.
love this. This is getting good.
Yeah, he's very active in the LDS church and takes his boys to church every Sunday when he's in town.
Of course.
Um, but his bishop may or may not know that all of this happened.
This is crazy. I think,
And
well,
so
obviously, like you're out of it now, right? Like
yes,
you're
I'm
completely
out of
done.
it. I'm out of it. I'm in a very healthy relationship now,
Good.
and I'm happy. But my point is, like, he's just he's trouble. Like, it's
Hmm.
just crazy. But the bishop reached out to me to corroborate the story.
Oh.
Um, I guess that if there's 2 to 3 witnesses to what had happened, they can hold a disciplinary council without
Yeah.
him being present. And if that happens, I guess everybody finds out. I don't know exactly that situation. But I when I talked to this bishop, he was really kind, and I that has not been my experience with the church. I left that religion in my early 20s, but um I asked that this be passed along to the wife because I believed that he's putting her in danger with STIs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe even abuse too, right? She could be.
I don't I don't think he would hurt her or the kids. I don't believe that that is his thing. I think he takes it out on other women.
That's probably true.
I
Yeah.
think that that's his outlet. I don't think he would do that to her. Like, he had she I kind of did my little FBI skills there, and they are the picture perfect family.
What a tragedy. Like, because
It's
it all
so
looks,
sad.
Because it all looks like good on the surface, as most things do from like a distance. And
Hmm.
there's so much turmoil in people's lives that people cannot see. And this is just one of those examples. And honestly,
Hmm.
it's like, it's really good that you, I mean, it seems like you were in it for a little while, and kind of, you seem like to judge yourself a little bit, but I think a lot of people would probably have done the same in your shoes because you don't really know at the end of the day until you actually find out what's happening. But it's good that you got out of it. Like
Oh,
that's
100%.
like you don't want to be in that situation. That's really not good. So I we do have to like close the story because
Sure.
we're running out of time. But thanks for coming on. The It was crazy. Like I guess if anything, it tells us to like really dig into people, especially if they're in the flight industry. Like
Hey, I'm
that's
not
crazy.
saying, I don't think that it's necessarily the occupation, but I do think the
Yeah.
occupation draws a specific type.
100%.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I've seen it as
Absolutely.
well. I've seen it like in my own life where flight attendants, I haven't dealt with pilots, but flight attendants, I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys are like Looney Tune, like you're crazy.
Well, and
Yeah,
I'm in the
they can.
hospitality industry, and there's a lot that goes on out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
And great to chat with you guys and great
yes.
show.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yes,
For
thank
the
you.
listeners, as always, make sure you subscribe and save. We're streaming anywhere you can get your podcasts, and make sure you follow us on social media. It's Romance Unraveled on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And if you have a story you'd like to share, you can reach out to me directly, and I'll put you on as a guest for the show. Until next time.